Welcome to Follow Along Splits with me. First, we are going to start by warming up our hamstrings with heel swoops. Kick one foot out in front of you, swoop those arms down to your toes and all the way up to the ceiling. Remember, we should be super warm already, so this is not enough of a warm-up to start your splits. We're going to do a few of these on both sides. Next, we're going to move into our tall kneeling hip flexor stretch. Make sure your hip is directly over your knees and tilt your pelvis backwards. So we're thinking about pointing our hip bones up towards the ceiling. Big squeeze through your glutes. Make sure you're engaging. And we're rocking back and forth. If this is not enough, put one hand up over the top and lean away. You should feel this in the front of your hip. And then we're going to bring it forward a little bit and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tilt that pelvis forward and back. Next, we're going to straighten out that front leg. I want you to think about reaching your nose to your toes. And we're going to let off that pressure and come back. Really think about pulling those toes back towards your nose, stretching out that whole back of the leg. Try to keep your back nice and flat. My back is naturally not flat, so it doesn't look like I'm doing a very good job here. And guess what? We have two sides, so we have to do the other side. Once again, make sure that hip is right in line with your knee and tilt that pelvis. Squeeze your cheeks. If it looks like you're doing a little baby twerk, you are doing it right. And walk that front foot out a little bit and do a few more of those pelvis tilts, thinking about tilting those hip bones up towards the ceiling. Squeezing the cheeks the whole time. Straighten out that knee. Nose to your toes, back as flat as you can get it, and rock back and forth from that straight leg position to the bent leg. And now we're going to change positions. We're going to grab a couple of blocks. These are helpful for keeping your chest upright for this next one. So it's going to look very similar to the ones we just did, but it's a little bit different. We're going to walk those blocks out in front of us and walk ourselves down into a deeper half lunge, making sure that back hip is pushed towards the ground. Bring those blocks in line with your shoulders so you can keep that chest pressed up super high, squeezing your cheek of the leg that's down. And we're going to walk that out a little bit further. We're going to hold while we're breathing. And bring it all back together and switch sides. Once again, come into that half lunge. Adjust your glasses if you need to. Walk that front foot out. Bring the blocks back in line with your hip. Sit up tall. Squeeze the cheek. Push that back hip down towards the ground. Keep breathing. Really think about squeezing that back cheek. Hold. Seems like forever. I promise it's not. And we'll come out of that. Next thing we need is a slider. You can get an athletic slider or a furniture slider. Make sure you're using this on carpet. If you don't have carpet, you can put a towel down on a hardwood floor or a tile floor. That works well too. Put your heel on that slider. And you're going to slide that front foot out in front of you nice and straight and work your way down. But you got to make sure you can get back up. So you're only going as far as you can come back up. When you come back up, you're thinking about squeezing your glutes and the inner thigh muscles to bring you up. Do about 5 or so of those, and then we'll switch sides. Same thing, heel on the slider, slide it out. Only as far as you can control and as far as you can come back from. You can see this side is not as strong for me. And if you need to use blocks to help keep your torso upright and to give you a little boost, that's okay, but you should not be relying on your arms to do the work. All right, now that we have warmed everything up, we've worked our way into things, we're gonna take both of those blocks on either side of us. We're gonna keep our foot on the slider and we're gonna slide all the way out into our splits. Flip those blocks down if you need to. Think about sitting up nice and tall. And you're gonna hold for about 30 seconds here and then go ahead and do the other side and you're all done with our split stretch.